And Bob Kaiser reporting once again from the SAP Center, the Shark Tank in San Jose, where last night the Griffins suffered a heartbreaking loss, 3-1 at the hands of the Barracuda. They wrap up a 4-game regular season series this afternoon at 4:15 Eastern Time, 3:45 in the air on ESPN. A tough loss, no doubt heartbreaking for a undermanned Griffins team last night, decimated, if you will. 11 regulars out of the lineup, and yet the Griffins played inspired hockey and could have easily come out of here with at least a point. No doubt the guys have got to feel good about it, but still, nobody making any excuses. They've got to figure out a way to get it done this afternoon.
We got to find a way to get wins, right? Like, it's all that matters in this business is wins. So, it doesn't matter who we have in the locker room. It doesn't matter what kind of AHL experience some of the guys have. We got to find a way to win. So we just got to put this one behind us, regroup, come back tomorrow. That's the good news. We get a chance to get right back at it tomorrow. So come back and find a way to get a win tomorrow.
Well, tomorrow, of course, is today. Very taxing on a Griffins team so short-handed they came out to California, minus the 8 players on recall to Detroit, and then Brian Lashoff and Matt Ford both sat out last night's game, likely will not play today. Hari Sateri still sidelined. Of course, Patrick Rebar was brilliant again last night. He's got a goals against him about 2.09 in his last 14 games. He's in the top 5 in the league. But he needs a rest. But man, has he been awfully good for this team, especially at a critical stage of the year.
I get a chance to play more games now, and I feel confident after this game, and I hope that I will help the guys for more wins and to get it to playoff.
Well, pretty good chance that Rebar will get that rest today. Pat Nagel, who hasn't played a game in the American Hockey League since April of 2015 with Rochester. He played a few months before that with Grand Rapids, you might remember. In fact, beat Utica in a 29-save effort, 5-1 the victory there. He's been a very capable goaltender in the East Coast Hockey League, and certainly the Griffins will have plenty of confidence with him between the pipes today if, in fact, he does get the start. A lot of young guys played really well. Everybody played well last night. Ben Simon had to be pretty happy with the performance of some of the guys coming up from the East Coast Hockey League, out of the college ranks, etc. How about Troy Loggins? We thought maybe he scored his first goal last night. Here's a look at it when the Griffins tied the hockey game early in period number 2.
Shulak's got the puck on the right wing, pulls up, puts it in front, score! Off of Troy Loggins, I believe. Might have hit him in the leg and wound up behind the net. Boy, take him any way you can get him right now.
Well, as of this recording, they hadn't figured out just yet as to who got that goal. Loggins wasn't 100% sure that he touched it, so they'll make that determination. Either Loggins or Shulak will get credit for it. Bottom line is, whether he scored it or not, young Troy Loggins in his second American Hockey League game played really well for the Griffins last night.
Yeah, I think just getting that first game under my belt made me a lot more comfortable out here today, and thought the boys played pretty well. We just couldn't get it done in the end. Well,
rookie Jaden Halbgewalks, who scored 70 goals in the Western Junior Hockey League last year, got his 12th for the Barracuda last night, about 9 minutes into the third period to break the 1-1 tie. They added an empty netter in the end to make it a 3-1 final. The Griffins' record now at 38-24-6-4. And man, are things getting interesting in the Central Division standings. Here's a look at it. The Wolves remain on top. The Griffins are in second. Iowa, like the Griffins, are struggling. They've dropped 7 straight games, and meanwhile, Milwaukee's gone 10 in a row without losing in regulation. And they have tied the Wild for third place in the division, and those two teams meet in Milwaukee tonight. And both Manitoba and Texas breathing down everybody else's neck, just 2 points out of third place. So 6 teams vying for 4 playoff spots. Chicago is the only club who have clinched a spot in the Calder Cup playoffs thus far. All right, rematch today. We'll have the broadcast for you again on ESPN Radio at 3:45. Back home on Wednesday. The final week of the regular season begins Wednesday when the Griffins host Iowa and then host Manitoba on Friday. Thanks for joining us for our game day preview. Bob Kaiser saying so long from San Jose.